how do we become happier? You know, a lot of the research points to common sense, you know, things that our grandmother told us. But it turns out that, as the French philosopher Voltaire once said, common sense is not so common. So the key with these ideas to becoming happier is to apply them, to make common sense more common. For example, physical exercise. It turns out that regular physical exercise is not just good for us physically, it's also very important to us, maybe even more so psychologically. In fact, regular physical exercise is as powerful for our psychological well-being as our most powerful psychiatric medication. Another thing that really helps happiness is being grateful, appreciating what we have rather than taking it for granted. You know, both in English and in Spanish, the word appreciate is very meaningful. Why? Because it has two meanings. The first meaning of the word appreciate is to say thank you for something. And that's a nice thing to do, you know, a moral thing to do. You look at the world religions or philosophies advocate appreciation, gratitude, saying thank you. But it means something else, appreciate. Appreciate also means to grow in value. And like money in the bank appreciates, or the economy in good times appreciates. And the two meanings of the word appreciate, to say thank you and to grow in value, are connected. Why? Because when you appreciate the good appreciates. In other words, if you say thank you for the things that you have in life, you'll actually have more of them. In contrast, if you take the good things in your life for granted, you don't say thank you, you don't appreciate, those good things in your life will depreciate. You'll have less of them. This applies in the workplace. We know that employees who take a minute or two just to think about the things that they are grateful for in their work actually become happier, healthier, job satisfaction goes up, and they become more productive and creative. When you appreciate the good appreciates. Another very important element for happiness, especially in today's world, is finding time for recovery. You know, think about going to the gym. When you go to the gym, you're lifting weights and you stress your muscles. Now, in and of itself, is that a bad thing? No. Actually, going to the gym, that's how you grow stronger, bigger, healthier, better. The problem is when you go to the gym and a minute later you lift more weights, and a minute after that more and more and more. That's when you actually get injured. That's when you get weaker rather than stronger. So what do you need on the physical level? You need recovery. No less important on the psychological level. You know, probably the number one reason why companies invite me today is because of the rising stress levels in their organization. And we know the impact of stress and the dangers of stress, both for our mental health, for our physical health, certainly for our well-being. The problem, though, in these companies or in schools where stress levels are very high, whether you're talking high school or university, is not the stress itself. That's not a problem. The problem there is that there is not enough recovery. Now, what does recovery mean? Recovery means sleep. Recovery means taking time off. Recovery means taking a minute to just breathe deeply, you know, to stop, to let go. Recovery is also a vacation. So whether on the micro level, on the macro level, recovery is key for happiness, for health, and in the long term for success. One of the ways to improve happiness as well as success is to be curious, to ask questions, to learn. So we've known for a long time that curiosity, asking questions, being lifelong learners actually contributes to success, actually contributes to our ability to do well professionally and personally. But what we have found over the last few years is that curiosity also helps us become healthier. In fact, it helps us live longer. So you know the saying, curiosity kills the cat? It turns out that it's exactly the opposite when it comes to human beings. It helps us live longer. So, you know, conferences like Engen is organizing, they're important because we learn new things. We have an opportunity to ask questions of ourselves, of our lives, of our employees. They encourage learning, they encourage curiosity, and through that, they contribute to the success of the manager, the leader, professionally and personally. You know, our mind or our brains, they're not muscles, but a muscle is a good metaphor for the brain, meaning if you don't use it, you lose it. So exercising our brains, learning new things, asking questions, experiencing curiosity, that does contribute to our physical health, to our success, and to our long-term happiness. You know, there's one of my favorite quotes is attributed to Einstein. I'm not really sure he said it, but it's attributed to him. And the quote is that there are only two ways in which you can live your life. One is as if nothing is a miracle. The other is as if everything is a miracle. And living with that sense of awe, amazement, sense of curiosity is certainly the way I want to live my life. Because if you think about it, everything really is a miracle. I mean, the way we see each other, can hear each other, you know, a flower blossoming, the food that we have, the relationships, I mean, everything is a miracle. What a way to live your life. Engen inspires.